back for another week of Poke Nation. Hey, how you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great.
You didn't go to the Final Four?
I did not.
Too busy?
Got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Just couldn't get away, and obviously we were very busy going into the week and to the weekend, and got a huge fundraiser, a Gatsby. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So
excited about that?
Yeah, it's going to be great. Look, it's we're busting at the seams, sold out. We've already made more money in table sales than we ever have before. It's going to be an unbelievable event, and I'm really excited about it. It's a lot of work, but it's going to be fun.
Well, I mean, it's you. This is you. This is your essence.
And I'm just so excited that you're going to be there and you have your tux. I'm so glad that your wife was able to talk.
You went over my head. There's no talking me into anything. It's we should do this is a phrase for we're gonna do this.
Well, that's good. I mean, look, you need to get out and venture out and see people and have a good time.
I see people.
It's gonna be great.
I'm a people person. I see people. So yes, it's Gatsby this week. Busy, strange week because you're playing softball, a league week in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
Baseball is all of a sudden 23-5.
It's crazy. We're gonna have Grant. I mean, our catcher here is
Grant Mangrum.
No, I know that, but like he is. I mean, not only is he really good, but like we're playing really well.
Yes,
like
you're pitching really well. You're playing really well.
Yeah.
It is a. I didn't see it. I didn't see it this way. I thought they'd be good. I thought they'd be improved. But this is a team that lost its best pitcher before the season to Tommy John, the kid from Oklahoma.
That's right.
And all of a sudden, here they are, one of the best pitching staffs. One of the deepest pitching staffs I've ever seen.
I'll say this too, and I'm sure we're going to talk to Grant about this, but the job that Coach Hill has done with this team, and figuring out a way for this team to be successful, might be his best coaching job since he's been here. He's done an unbelievable job.
It has been. It has been, and rarely do I say this, but you've got two really big midweek games at Houston and at LSU the next 2 weeks. You win one of those, and suddenly you are vaulted into a second position of a Southland. So this is a little wild week for you,
for sure.
All right. Lots of things I want to ask about this, but so your manager, Amir, is now the manager of the year, which I didn't even know there was a manager of the year.
Right.
But nobody seems to give the love to PJ, who created it, PJ Mitchell. Tell me what PJ has done for him and what PJ has done for the school and the branding.
It's hard to put it in words. PJ has, I think, single-handedly just helped change this entire university. His creativity, his drive, he's phenomenal. He really is the best that I've ever been around. We're very fortunate to have him. He's like a really good coach. We're not going to keep him forever. But I will tell you that he has just done an unbelievable job. And I mean, anything creativity, like creative-wise, I should say, I always run through PJ.
Well, he does everything from your recruiting stuff to your live stuff to game day stuff. It's amazing that I just think that he needs a little more love on all this because he's the creator of all that.
No question. And you're 100% right. He does an unbelievable job. But literally every time we talk about, okay, well, what do you think our slogan should be this year? I always go, okay, PJ, what do you think? I mean, he is so good at what he does. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay. So I know you don't do a bracket. You're not allowed to do a bracket.
Correct.
Are you?
No.
Do you do a bracket?
I don't do a bracket. I've never.
Do you have the game is tonight as we take. Championship game. I didn't see Houston beating Duke.
I didn't either.
Especially with 5 minutes left.
For sure.
But do they have a chance?
Oh, 100% Houston's got a chance. Defensively, they're an absolute monster.
They have to be able to shoot the basketball.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to, look, Florida is really, really good offensively, and they've gotten better defensively. Their bigs can really shoot. Not to get too deep in the weeds, but in my opinion, Houston traps every single ball screen. It's Florida's ability to get the ball out of the trap and their bigs being able to make plays is going to, if they can do that.
And score off of that. And score off that and turn it into a running game.
Correct. But I'm telling you what, I would not want to, both of them are really good, and I would not want to play Calvin Sampson in a championship game.
No, that's true. He's a good coach. And I guess the number one question I have for you is this, kind of a weird question. 8 of your women's basketball players are in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
8 of the Southeastern basketball players are in the portal.
I didn't know that.
Are we just having a trade?
I would. Well, we'll see what happens. Yes.
The numbers. The numbers are uniquely
let's see.
matching up like I've never seen before.
Let's see. They went 19-1.
Yes. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying the numbers kind of even up, and she has often said, I'm bringing everybody.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I mean, look, I have all the faith in the world in Coach Gazzardo. I think she's going to be an absolute rock star. I love both of our basketball coaches, and our women's program has been elevated immediately because of her.
Will you see more guys signing this week after the Final Four now? For
Yes,
men,
I think so,
all
yeah.
around the country?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I'm on the Men's Basketball Oversight Committee and the D1 Council, and one thing that a lot of people reached out to me in the last week or so is like the portal during the NCAA tournament. Like, what's the right date?
Yeah.
For kids to go into portal or whatever. I think we need to talk about that. But yeah, I think that in the next 2-3 weeks things will settle in, and we'll see guys sign, and I'm excited about that too.
When we come back, Grant Mangrum will be with us, the catcher for McNeese State, the 23-5 McNeese State team that is now 21st in the country in mid-major polls. Right after this.
Whether it's an injury case, a property case, or a business dispute, our lawyers are at the top of their game. Ask anyone who knows us. At Veron Bice, we don't enter popularity contests. The only ratings we care about are the verdicts we've obtained for our clients. Ask anyone who knows us.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinandson. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the Brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinandson Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys.
From the outside, you may not be able to tell, but once you get inside, you'll know instantly. Ray's Lounge on Ryan Street is your place. Ray's Lounge is the place where good working people of Lake Charles come to relax after work. Enjoy daily specials, live music at night, all in a comfortable neighborhood atmosphere. Make sure you step inside Ray's Lounge. It's your place.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
New to Lake Charles, but not Louisiana, Mockler Beverage has been a leading Anheuser-Busch distributor for over 35 years. Known for an unwavering commitment to quality and service, we're excited to bring our excellence to Southwest Louisiana. Our exceptional portfolio of brands ensures we have the perfect beverage for every taste and occasion. Experience the Mockler difference, where every sip tells a story of excellence and satisfaction. Mockler Beverage, we serve Southwest Louisiana. For more information or to join the team, go to mocklerbeverage.com.
Welcome back to Poke Nation. It is an honor to have Grant Mangrum. How are you doing, my friend?
Yes, sir. I'm doing well. Doing very well.
Doing what? Big weekend?
Yes, sir. Big weekend.
Huge 2 comeback wins. Huge deal.
Yes, sir. Big sweep for us.
Yeah,
very big
no doubt.
sweep.
Okay, so let's get right to it. Obviously, starting catcher on a 23-5 McNeese baseball team. We're playing really, really well. You have a huge part of it. Talk about your journey to McNeese. Where are you from? Tell Poke Nation all about yourself.
Yes, sir. So I am from Sterlington, Louisiana. Went to Sterlington High School, and then didn't really get recruited very much out of high school, and then went to LSU Eunice.
Yep.
Spent 2 years there. Great 2 years. Loved every bit of it. And then this is now my second year at McNeese, and I've loved every bit of it.
Yeah. So, and you came and earned a scholarship here.
Yes, sir. Right. So my first year I was a preferred walk-on and then earned a scholarship last year.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
So what? Obviously, we're off to a great start. What's the mojo like in the locker room?
I think it's about as good as it can get. Everybody's playing. We're having fun. We're just having fun playing the game. Everybody's playing with some swag. It's good right now. Very good.
I love it.
All right, besides being a catcher and being the best looking guy on the team, because I remember I played. The one thing I get curious from you is this. I don't recall catching 9 guys in a season sometimes. How did you catch 9 guys in one night the other night? And what kind of relationship do you have with each individual one? Because you have different relationships with each guy.
It's a little different. We got so many guys with different stuff. It's so you kind of, I think really just using the fall and spring inter squads for that to kind of get to know everybody, know how they like to pitch, where they like you to set up. But I got really good relationships with every guy on the staff, so I hope they like throwing to me. I think they like throwing to me.
But it's not as simple as, because I tell people, it's not as simple as just you do the same thing with each guy.
Yes.
Each guy has different movement. When you try to, zone pitches in, you have to move the ball differently. It's a tough job with 9 guys. I've never heard of 9 guys in one game.
Yeah, so it's different. I don't know if I've ever been on a team that throws this many guys in just different games like that. It's different.
And like you said, they all are different. But pitching is one of the keys, especially early in this season for you guys. But what's been amazing to me is your ability 1 through 9 in the lineup. It's almost a different lineup at the bottom than the top, but they're both really effective. Now, you bat lower in the lineup, but you guys turn the lineup over a lot. What's the difference with this team and kind of that length of a lineup?
Yeah, it's a good lineup. It's a tough lineup, just 1 through 9, honestly. You have just your guys at the beginning or at the top of the lineup that just really are just veterans, just like know how to get after it in the box. And then you have your middle, which drives in all of our runs pretty much. And then at the back end, we have usually it's Dowell, Larinaga, Plowman, and then me or Seth Fontenot, whoever it is. And it's a very good lineup, 1 through 9.
But the other night, you're facing the pitcher of the week, one of the best pitchers. You're down to him, but you guys wore him out. There were guys that had 10, 11 at bats. This is a team that kind of it's kind of a team that reminds me of older baseball teams that wear teams down and don't expect to lose. You guys have that kind of feel of we're not going to lose?
Oh, yes, sir, 100%. Every game we're trying to get into the bullpen. The other night, Edwards was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, he had his A-plus stuff. And for us, it was really just trying to keep pushing. I mean, because we knew he was going to get us probably more than we were going to get him. It was just whether or not we could get him out of the game in time. And with guys having long ABs like that, just fighting with 2 strikes, even if he does get you those long at-bats, get him eventually.
No, there were some 10, 11 pitch at-bats early in the game.
Yes.
So I have a question. So obviously, you're throwing a lot of arms this year, which is more than we've ever done before. How has it been, and how has Coach been able, and obviously you're a big part of it, of managing that many guys in certain roles, right? I mean, because listen, if you're a pitcher, you got not only are you talented, but you got a little bit of ego to you too.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so if you don't, you're not any good. Okay, so how do you manage, and how have you been able to get you and Coach to get all these guys going in one direction and buying in and embracing the role?
Yes, I think for a pitching staff, I think early in the year you have some big egos because everybody wants to be a starter.
Right.
Everyone. And that's one thing I feel like we haven't had this year is like everyone kind of figured out their role pretty early. And one thing that like I love about Coach Hill is like he knows when guys don't have their best stuff. And like when he's going to have a short leash, so the next guy is always just ready to go. Like it hadn't just gotten bad on us just because Coach Hill, he can tell from the first batter if that guy's got his A stuff, and if not, we're going to move to the next guy because that guy's probably got his. And I just think that's what's great about our bullpen this year.
Yeah, yesterday he pulled a guy after 6 pitches. I mean, that's a quick hook.
Wow.
That is a
Yeah,
quick,
yeah.
and it worked out.
Yep.
That's kind of the amazing thing is it does work out, and I think that's because he has a number of arms he can go to. So if it's not your A day, you have somebody else to go to, and you haven't had Lopez to pitch in a couple weeks, so
Right.
that will even be a big boost when you get him
Yes,
back. I know you don't. You're gonna tell me the parent line about you don't have a favorite, but who's your favorite pitcher? Do you have one?
Favorite pitcher? Man.
Who's the most unique guy on that staff?
Unique guy? I think. Man, unique. I mean, I think Gravel is really unique just because he's got A+ breaking balls. But I also think like Stramiska is unique. You don't really see guys like that every day.
No, you don't.
That's 6'10" and throwing from over the batter's eye.
Right.
I mean, you got a guy like Nick Blackwell yesterday, and over the weekend he threw 3 innings, but he struck out 6 guys.
Yeah, that is.
And he won 2 games and got a save.
That is a guy I love.
That's tough. That's tough. When we come back with Grant, we're going to talk a little bit more about this team of McNeese and its chances in the future here. After this on Poke Nation.
Whether it's an injury case, a property case, or a business dispute, our lawyers are at the top of their game. Ask anyone who knows us. At Veron Bice, we don't enter popularity contests. The only ratings we care about are the verdicts we've obtained for our clients. Ask anyone who knows us.
New to Lake Charles, but not Louisiana, Mockler Beverage has been a leading Anheuser-Busch distributor for over 35 years. Known for an unwavering commitment to quality and service, we're excited to bring our excellence to Southwest Louisiana. Our exceptional portfolio of brands ensures we have the perfect beverage for every taste and occasion. Experience the Mockler difference, where every sip tells a story of excellence and satisfaction. Mockler Beverage, we serve Southwest Louisiana. For more information or to join the team, go to mocklerbeverage.com.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinand. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinand Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys.
We're back with catcher Grant Mangrum from McNeese, and I want to ask you one quick before we get anything else. LSU Eunice. It's kind of, nobody hears much about it, but you win every year. How much did you learn of winning at Eunice? Because that's expected every year.
Yes, sir. It was probably the best 2 years of my life. That the coach over there, Coach Jeff Willis, he's unbelievable. Just trying to get guys going in the same direction, everybody pulling the same way, and just like that. Winning is the only thing that's expected over there.
Yeah, and how much because that's a junior college.
Yes, sir.
And you change lineups every year. How much is that kind of easier to do now because the transfer portal, you're almost doing that every year now, so you're used to it?
Yes, sir. I think it's definitely pretty much just like junior college. Like I was in Eunice for 2 years, and we had completely different lineups in 2 years. And same with McNeese now.
Yes.
But definitely easier.
Yeah, so it's a different thing.
Let's talk about this. So what are you majoring in? Okay. And number one, and then what do you want to do? I mean, you want to follow baseball and take baseball as far as it'll go. And then whenever that ends, what do you want to do?
Yes, sir. So I am majoring in general studies right now with a minor in sociology.
Okay.
And then I plan. Right now, I'm kind of on the fence. I plan to go into medical sales once baseball's over. But I've had a lot of good conversations about possibly coaching, going into the coaching world. But right now, I plan to go into medical sales.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You'll do well.
Yes.
You'll do well.
Catchers always make the best coaches.
I'm sorry?
Catchers make the best coaches. They see the whole game.
100%.
See the whole game.
And that was another question I had too. Is obviously, when you see the entire game, right? Like when I think about a catcher, I always think about like that's the person who, is the coach on the field, right? Like you got to know all the positions. When did you start playing catcher and why? Like what was it about that position that drew you to it?
Yes, sir. So I started catching probably around 10 years old, but it was kind of always like a secondary position for me. I'd play in the infield, I'd pitch from time to time, but I didn't really like fall in love with catching until probably like my sophomore year of high school. Because in high school, making varsity is the biggest deal.
Yeah,
and
no doubt.
catching bullpens, that's a free ticket to the varsity baseball team. And so my freshman year, I caught bullpens pretty much all year. I mean, I had some varsity at-bats, but not much. And then sophomore year, I figured out I had a decent chance to start, and that's when I kind of fell in love with how it all works out and started taking advantage of being a catcher.
That's great.
Remember, catchers are the smartest guys on the field, without question. Without question.
I mean, you know, obviously,
Which I guess some exceptions you're going to say.
It's a very subjective opinion, of course.
Hey, you're 21st in the country in one mid-major, Paul. I've talked to a lot of guys on this team, and they've all said the same thing. It's a surprise outside the locker room what's happened. But you guys really felt this way kind of in the fall that this was coming together, didn't you?
Yes, sir. We knew we had a really good pitching staff in the fall. I mean, they were not fun to face. We knew we were going to be able to hit. We didn't know how well. We knew if we had some guys that were hot, we were going to be really good. But it was pretty expected from the pitching staff to be this good, at least.
How big were the 3 one-run wins over Oakland, kind of the second week of the season, to kind of set the tone that we can win close games, we can come back, we can do this?
Yes, those were really big wins, especially coming off a Wichita State series win. Going into Oakland and winning a bunch of 3 one-run ball games that's as much as you can ask for, honestly.
No, it was exciting, but it kind of showed that what you guys are like this year.
Yes, sir.
Have you guys talked much about a second team in the Southland getting into the tournament this year? Because all of a sudden the Southland's 4th, 5th in the nation in conference. There's some opportunities here.
Yes, sir. It would. I mean, we've definitely talked about it. Because there's good teams in the Southland this year that are beating really good competition. Like UTRGV's beating good guys, Southeastern's beating good teams. HCU is on an absolute roll right now.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's possible.
Well, let me ask you. So, what are those conversations like now in the locker room? Is it more like, hey, let's just go, one game at a time, one series at a time? How far do you look ahead? Obviously trying to get a number 1 or number 2 seed so you can host that. I mean, where's the conversations like? Is it really just focused on today's practice? The next series, like what's talked about in the locker room like that? Right
Yes, sir. I would honestly say we're just taking it day by day.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go to Houston on Wednesday and try and win that game.
Right.
But our big ones are the conference games. Our goal is to win the conference championship.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And because we know that we determine our own fate.
100%.
So if we can go and win that tournament, it doesn't matter if we get in that large, anything like that. Like, we know we're going to get in.
That's right.
And winning, with that in mind, you want to be one of the first 2 because you get to host. You're 19-2 at home. How much of an advantage do you think that's going to be?
I think that's a huge advantage, especially getting to sleep in your own bed during that tournament. I mean, you having to wake up and eat a hotel breakfast every morning isn't very fun. So I think us at home with our fans, our atmosphere, I think it'd be a big advantage.
Grant Mangrum's been our guest. When we come back, we'll have Coach's final thoughts on after this. But big week for McNeese. Houston on Wednesday, LSU on Tuesday. 3 games at Incarnate Word over the weekend. This is a big weekend for them. We'll be back with Coach after this.
At Veron Bice, we don't enter popularity contests. The only ratings we care about are the verdicts we've obtained for our clients. Ask anyone who knows us.
From the outside, you may not be able to tell, but once you get inside, you'll know instantly. Ray's Lounge on Ryan Street is your place. Ray's Lounge is the place where good working people of Lake Charles come to relax after work. Enjoy daily specials, live music at night, all in a comfortable neighborhood atmosphere. Make sure you step inside Ray's Lounge. It's your place.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. and we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
We're back, and Coach, I want to ask you, because he touched on playing at home. What would playing at home for both softball and baseball, as far as getting at least one of those series, if not two, do for the university? I mean, is there a big financial gain with that, or
it's not a huge financial gain with it, but obviously, with ticket sales, it helps.
Yeah.
But I think just from continuing to elevate our brand, it's really, really important. We really want to host at least, one of the series and both if we can. Just because, again, it just continues to elevate the brand, continues to raise the brand of McNeese Athletics, and it'd be great. And both programs are in a great situation to be able to do just that.
Yeah, it's. I think they're combined 34 and 5 at home.
Yeah.
So it is a huge deal for them to get that.
It is.
But it's also a big deal because both are they don't lead in attendance for baseball, but both are in the top 2 or 3 in attendance. It kind of rewards their fan base.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, look, we have very loyal fan bases in both. They come out midweek. They come out on Sundays through the weekend, and it's created really good home field advantage for us. So to be able to reward our fans and both programs and have the potential to do that, it would be great.
So this is a big week. Not only do you have Gatsby, but you have your NIL meeting on Wednesday. There's a lot of things happening. Have you talked to a lot of guys and a lot of people about the interest with Coach Armstrong over Coach Wade and trying to keep that going?
Yeah, for sure.
And is there convincing you have to do, or are they kind of on board for at least 1 year and see where we're at?
I think that, look, I mean, everyone saw what we're capable of doing on basketball. They're going to see that in football as well. And they're seeing it in baseball and softball and have been. And women's basketball. I mean, I think that we're capable of greatness in all of those sports. I really do. And so, look, Coach Armstrong's personality is different than Will Wade's.
Yeah.
But I really believe that, the outcome is going to be very, very similar. I think both of them play the same way. Both of them are very consistent in how they run the program. And again, I say it all the time. It's just like with Coach V, right? Like, people are going to show up on Saturdays and watch our football team play, and we're going to be a lot better. But they don't know how the sausage is made, right? Like how Coach V runs a program on Monday at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, et cetera, or Tuesday, Wednesday. That's how the sausage is made. Same thing with basketball. The individual workouts, the weight room groups, all that. That's how winning occurs. That's not going to change.
And talking to football, they had their second scrimmage last Saturday. They have their final scrimmage. I guess this is the last week.
Yeah.
So
spring game
is Saturday morning. So there's a lot of anticipation to that. But he's also mentioned that this is a team that's going to go back into the portal and look to fill a couple of spots still.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think so. I mean, we have to. I mean, and that's what I love about Coach V, and is that, okay, look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to go out there and say, wow, this is a lot different, and we're better. But he also says, okay, hey, we taking a spring, we're a little bit weak here, we need this, and try to get our roster completed.
Get some numbers up in a couple of positions.
No doubt about it. So, I'm really, really excited about where we are. I cannot wait until the fall because we're going to be so much more improved on the field just because of the accountability, the discipline, and the teaching that is done on a daily basis.
And it always comes down to the quarterback.
No doubt about it.
Always comes down to the quarterback. See what they do with that. And you got 30 seconds. Any police reports going to come out of Saturday night?
No.
Are you going to stay off the chandeliers?
But it will be great. I cannot wait until next week we talk about it. But it will be the party of the year. We have sold over 100 tables for this event, and we have a waiting list of 15. It is absolutely bonkers, but it's going to be great.
There will be no pictures of me. No. We'll see you next week on Poke Nation.